Here's the FZJ80 before going in for the Dobinson 2-inch lift. So that's how it sits. Very stock, very standard. It's on 265s, so the goal is to put some 285s on this as well. Once you lift, go up to some 33s. It should look nice. I'm doing it at my favorite shop. If you're in Southern California and you're looking to lift or do engine work or anything to your Land Cruisers, let me know. I'll put you in touch with the man and the best shop in SoCal. But there she is. Going from the Dobbs, or sorry, going from the stock to the Dobinsons. Can't wait to see the next shot. All right, here I am at the tire shop. I'm putting on some 295 75 16s. So this truck had 265s, and I should have done a video prior to showing this, because even with the 2-inch lift, it looked too low. 265s are what, close to 31 inch? But now that it's up on the lift, I wanted to show you the Dobinson. So that's the Dobinson lift, the good old teal, of course. And this is their base lift, right? The least expensive, but let me tell you, it is awesome. It's a great lift, so comfortable, such a smooth ride. Yeah, there's nothing to adjust and all that, like some of the MRRs and what have you that you can get from Dobinson, but that's also gonna set you back maybe 4,000 bucks, you know? This is just over 1,000 bucks. Well, call it 1,500 shipped and everything. This is a great suspension. Kind of comparable to the entry-level Old Man Emu. I love it. It provides a 2-inch lift, which I think is tasteful, nice, and it doesn't send you down the rabbit hole with having to do a whole bunch of mods, you know, as far as having drive shaft vibration because your angle changes. Yeah, so ultimately, let's take a look at the back. Such an easy mod on the Land Cruiser. So, and we're taking these off, so great tires, Goodyear, Kevlar, with not very many miles on them. I'll put those for sale, but they were 265 70 16s, and I'll pull that up in a in the tire calculator, and we're going to 295, let me get a shot here, 295 75 16, so that makes them way taller. All right, I'll put it in the tire calculator, figure it out, and then show you what the final result looks like on the Cruiser. But Dobinson entry-level lift, some I think these are close to 34s, right? It's kind of like 33.6. We'll see if I'm right with the tire calculator. But it's gonna make the Land Cruiser look right. And that's what a lot of you who gets, you know, a stock Land Cruiser, and you're wondering, why doesn't my Land Cruiser look so nice like the one I saw down the street that my neighbor has, or that I see others on the road? And it's because you want the lift, 2-inch, and you want 33 to 34-inch tires. And that way you have no rub with the lift. It gives you also a little extra clearance. All right, let's see what it looks like when she comes down. Well, there they are, side by side, the tires. Look at the difference. So not only are we a little wider on the 295, but look how much taller that is. When we look this way, look how much taller, much bigger. It's gonna make a huge difference on the Cruiser. Huge difference. It's actually gonna give it about 1.25 inch lift, because if these tires are 2.5 inches taller, divide that by 2, that's how much lift it's gonna provide. Let's see. All right, now this is looking proper, right? 2-inch lift. Now we say that 295 75 16s, people call them 34 inches. So tire calculator actually corrects that and says 33.4. But where did it come from? Those 265s with a 70-inch, or 70, sorry, that's all metric. The 265 70 16s, those overall size is a 30.6. So I went from 30.6 to 33.4, almost 3 inches, which is almost 1.5 inches of height. I know, because overall it's, let's say 3, but some of it gets swallowed up here and the rest is down here, pushing the truck up 1.5 inches. So from stock, we did a 2-inch Dobinson lift, and then we did another 1.5 inches just by going bigger tires. Now that's a Land Cruiser that is sitting proper, right? And then 285s, which is usually the more popular. There's a lot more 285 75/16 than 295. So the difference there is the 285 is a 32.8. People call them 33s. It's not quite there. It's 32.8. So you're looking at just over a 1/2 inch difference when you go from the 285 75/16 to the 295 75/16. And it's 11, the width of the tire basically went from a 10.8 with the 265s, and the 295 is a 11.6 inch width, which is wider than the 285s, which will be like 11.2, 11.4, and it's 11.6 or 11.8 width. So 295s are going to be bigger, 33.5s call them, right? Not really a 34. But yeah, that's the way you want your Land Cruiser to look, right? Now it looks right. You can go higher. You can do a 3-inch lift in 35s. So that's going to get you, another almost 1.5 inches up in the air. And that's what I have on Otis and Black Mamba. So they do look a little taller than this, but I think this is right. At least do the 285s, and a 2-inch lift is kind of the minimal lift, and you don't have to do anything else. And when you do that lift, guess what? You're getting new bushings, and the new bushings is going to make such a difference in the ride. If you got 150, 200,000, 250,000 miles in your Land Cruiser with original suspension, just doing that lift is going to basically give you fresh bushings, fresh everything, and you're gonna feel it. This drove amazing on these Nitto grapplers, all terrain at 65 psi. By the way, those tires, you have to put it a higher psi. All right, next up, I think those little Smitty steps have to go, and we got to put a rugged bound roof rack on this. And if you're ever looking for a cover for your lifted Land Cruiser with a roof rack, I got them. They're 140 bucks shipped, shipping included. You can get them in gray or in black if you're ever looking for a roof rack. I rep the Rugged Bound from South Africa, drawer system. I'll put a link to all the different products, companies I work with that I use the products, and when it passes my criteria, which is pretty high, it has to be really good quality stuff, I share it with my subscribers. And so definitely subscribe if you haven't already for cool Land Cruiser stuff, and check out Otis, check out Black Mamba, check out the Menace, check out the Green Machine, United Nations 200 series. I'm about to do a 2008 versus 2016 200 series video. And even if you're in the market shopping for an 80, I do an 80 versus a 60 and an 80 versus a 100 series. Sometimes, depending on what you're using it for, a 100 series V8 might be better for you than an inline 6 80 series. Different trucks, really, they really are. So two different categories. This is more overlanding, rock crawling, and the 100 series is more overlanding, light fire roads. It depends if you're towing too. So much criteria, but follow, you'll see all the cool stuff. You'll see gear, whatever truck you get. I'll have a bunch of stuff and tips and ideas for you, like polishing the kick plate, or you'll see suspension ideas. I've done tons of different suspensions. So this video ultimately is your Dobinson basic 2-inch lift with some, 33.5s to get that clean. This is a very clean looking Land Cruiser, right? Like not too much going on. It looks a little United Nations, like Emirates type vehicle, Abu Dhabi, but just looks right. Love the wheels. Don't put aftermarket wheels on a classic looking Land Cruiser. You got to keep with those concave alloy wheels. They're just awesome. Maybe Rock Warriors, right? All right, anyhow, that's it. So happy trails. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, hit the like button if you do, and I'll just keep coming out with good content for y'all. And we will see you on the next one. All right, happy trails. Peace out.